SoftLINK is a complete classroom management solution. SoftLINK saves teachers time and maintains students' focus, leading to higher retention rates and student performance. Today I'm going to demonstrate a few of SoftLINK's most popular features. First and foremost, SoftLINK allows teachers to monitor their students' screens remotely, giving them a bird's-eye view of everything that students are doing. Teachers can now be proactive, nudging students back on task anytime they notice they are straying from the lesson plan. Let me demonstrate this feature for you. We are currently viewing the SoftLINK Tutor Console. You will see that I am connected to 15 student workstations, each represented by one of these live thumbnails. Should one of these students be off task, I can double-click on their thumbnail, and a viewing window of that student's workstation will be opened. Once I'm viewing that student's workstation, I can go to the View mode and change whether or not they have access to their keyboard and mouse. If I wanted to actually remotely control their computer, I can select the Control option. At this point in time, the student's keyboard and mouse will be disabled, and I will have full control of their computer as I'm demonstrating right now. Notice I'm browsing through their program files, clicking on the Start menu. I have full access to their computer. Once I've gotten my student back on task, I can simply allow them to have control again by selecting Share Mode, or I can close the viewing window. Once I close the viewing window, the student will have full control of their computer again. SoftLINK's Show menu allows the teacher to share or broadcast the teacher's screen to each student's device. This promotes effective learning by providing students with the perfectly crisp view of the teacher's demonstration on the screen directly in front of them. In addition, the student's device can be locked down during the show to prevent them from using it for any other task during the presentation. Let me briefly demonstrate this feature for you. To share the teacher's screen with the class, select the Show menu dropdown. At the bottom of the dropdown, you will want to change the display mode to the full screen display. Notice that when I click on it and mouse off, it is still highlighted. By selecting this option, your shared video will take up the entire screen of the student workstation. Next, select the Show option. This will minimize the tutor interface, and now the teacher screen is being broadcast to the student screens. Notice that anything that I do on my teacher's workstation at this time will be broadcast out to the students. When I have completed my demonstration, I can end the show by going to the taskbar. In the taskbar, I'm going to look for the green triangular icon. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to select End Show. As soon as I select End Show, notice that the SoftLINK Tutor Console again appears on my screen. SoftLINK also provides a way to both lock a student's device and to blank their screens. It is a great way for the teacher to focus everyone's attention to the front of the class at any time. Let me briefly demonstrate this function for you. Locking a student's workstation or blanking it both accomplish the same goal, and that is gaining the student's attention. Selecting the Blank All button will put a black image on all of the student workstations. Notice when I click on the Blank All button, the button remains highlighted. At this point in time, all the students are receiving a black image on their monitors. If I want to re-enable their video, I would select the Blank All button again, and now they had their video again. The Lock button is very similar, but instead of giving them a black image, it gives them a visual representation showing that their workstation is locked. If I select the Lock button, you will notice that the SoftLINK default lock image will be displayed on all of their screens. This is a very good visual indicator to them to let them know that their workstations are now deactivated. When you want to give them control of their workstations again, simply select the Unlock button, and they will regain control of their computers. The Lock button also allows you to lock individuals, groups of individuals, or the entire class. If I wanted to lock a single individual, I would select that individual's thumbnail. I would then select the lock button, and notice that one individual is now locked. If I want to unlock that individual, I would select the unlock button. Likewise, I can select multiple individuals by holding down my control key and selecting different individuals, or holding down my shift key. Notice I've selected 4 additional individuals. If I select the lock button, I will lock those 4 workstations as well. If I wanted to unlock all of them simultaneously, I can select the gray area to make sure that no one is selected on my screen, and then I can select the unlock button. As soon as I do that, everyone in the class will be unlocked and will be able to use their computers again. Teachers love it when students participate in class. SoftLINK helps to encourage classroom participation with its survey feature. The Survey tab provides the teacher a means to easily poll the class on any topic and to view their live responses. Let's take a moment to demonstrate this feature. Survey questions can be posed to your class by going to our Survey tab. The Survey tab is located on the left-hand column and is indicated by a pie chart. Once we select the pie chart, you will see that we have a survey question area. If you have previously entered in survey questions, you can select the Addition button, and those previously added questions will appear. You can also type a question in on the fly if you'd like. I am going to create a new question. I've entered in who did not sign the Declaration of Independence. You can add up to 6 possible responses, each separated by a comma. Once I have the question and the possible responses typed in, I click on the Add button and notice that it is now in my list of questions. I can then select the question to send it out to my students. Once I highlight it, I can select OK, and you will notice that it has now added it to the survey area. At the bottom, we will select this Send button. That will prompt the students to answer the question that I have presented to them. Now we are going to remote into one of the student workstations to actually view what it is that they're seeing on their screen. Here you can see they have a message box with the question and the possible responses. We're going to go ahead and answer this question for a few individuals. So I selected John Dickinson for student 1. We will select John Hancock for student 2. For student 3, we'll select Benjamin Franklin. And if you look at our survey results, you will see we have a live result tally indicating what percentage of the class has selected each response up to this point. We have a tally of the students that have not yet replied, 12 in this case. And if you notice, we also have the survey results for each student so that you know exactly which response each student selected. These results can be saved as a CSV file and used later. We can also give the students some feedback information. If we select the Show option, this will provide the student with a pie chart indicating to them how the rest of the class has answered. So when we select Student 3's screen, you will see a pie chart showing a 1/3 distribution for responses up to this point. If you would like to ask another question, you would then select the Cancel button, select the Add button again, and select the next question you'd like to pose to your class. One of SoftLINK's most widely used features may be its internet filtering. Teachers can eliminate any or all online distractions by defining websites that students are allowed to visit and ones they are not allowed to visit. While proctoring a test, teachers can even disable the class's internet access completely, ensuring that no student is searching for answers online. Let's take a brief moment to demonstrate this feature. First, we're going to select the Internet tab. On the Internet tab, you will see that we have a list of approved websites, a list of restricted websites, both which are composed entirely by the teacher. You will see my approved website list has PBS Kids, Wikipedia, Khan Academy, and Lego.com, all websites that I may want my students to have access to during class. My restricted website list contains YouTube, Xbox, Facebook, Instagram, Pandora, to name a few. Notice at the bottom of the page, all of the controls for the Internet tab exist. At the moment, Unrestricted is selected. Unrestricted basically means that my students currently can access any website that the school domain allows them to do so. If we look further up the page, we will see a full comprehensive list of each one of my students, along with the websites they're currently viewing. Now you will notice that some of the websites they are viewing are currently on my approved website list, and some of them exist on my restricted list. If I wanted to filter what websites the students currently have access to, I have a few choices available to me. First, I could select Restrict All, which would kick each student off of their current website and prevent them from visiting any websites. The other choices I have available to me are Block Restricted or Approved Only. The first option I'm going to select is Block Restricted. When I select Block Restricted, it is going to enforce my restricted websites on my current students. Therefore, anyone that's currently viewing any of these restricted websites will be immediately kicked off of those web pages. So I'm going to select Block Restricted, and you're going to see that these restrictions are going to be enforced on these particular students. If you notice, most of my students weren't accessing web pages that are currently restricted. We just had student 5 that was accessing a restricted web page. So they were kicked off of that particular page. Now, if we wanted to restrict our students even further, we can actually select Approved Only. This is beyond the Restrict All, the most restricting of our internet filtering. Approved Only will only allow my students to visit the websites on my approved website list. In this case, these 4 websites listed. If I select Approved Only, you will now notice that the students will be kicked off of additional web pages. And if we look at the list, the only web pages that students currently have access to now are Lego.com with Student 1, Student 7 and Student 10 are both on different Wikipedia pages, and Student 12 is on Khan Academy. Every other student which was viewing a web page that was not on my approved website list has now been disconnected. Another great feature that SoftLINK allows for is the ability to send a web page to all the students at one time. To demonstrate, I'm going to select the wikipedia.org entry in my approved website list. I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to select the option Send to Students. As soon as I select Send to Students, it will open up a Wikipedia page on each one of the student workstations. This is a great way to get all your students to the same web page, especially for those complicated URLs. Another feature that SoftLINK has regarding your internet filtering is it provides a full web history for every student you're connected to. To access the web history, we're going to move to the top of the screen and select the web dropdown. You will notice at the bottom of that particular dropdown, we have an option for history. This history will provide us with a full history of every student in the class, the pages they have accessed, along with the date and timestamp of when they opened the page and when they closed it, along with the duration of how long they are actually viewing the page. SoftLINK also gives you the option to save student browsing histories indefinitely. With these histories, you can see what a student has accessed during previous classes. Thank you for viewing our SoftLINK tutorial. Visit our website to learn more about SoftLINK or call 1-800-237-5465 to speak to a SoftLINK representative.